Welcome to Movember the 7th, Melbourne Cup Day in Australia, a day where people get dressed up to the nines, drink copious amounts of alcohol, dump rubbish everywhere, bet like crazy, and generally act like a pack of wankers. That's Movember the 7th, Melbourne Cup Day. Welcome, champions. I really sincerely hope you are looking and feeling a bit better than this young lady here, who is having an upright snooze while these kind gentlemen help take her somewhere safe, and hopefully not to the car park where she wakes up tomorrow as a rape statistic. Why am I being so judgmental about Movember the 7th, Melbourne Cup Day? Well, because this day has a bit of a dark underbelly about it. So what am I talking about here? Okay, so unless you haven't noticed, I'm not the biggest fan of animals in sports. So horse racing is not one of my favorite sports or activities. Why? Because I don't really consider it a sport, because the horses don't have any say in what happens to them. They don't choose to go horse racing. Whereas other sports, rugby, cricket, boxing, soccer, basketball, hockey, you name it, each participant chooses to be there because they want to be there. The horses don't get to choose that. And also because it's a sport that here in Australia carries with it a lot of death and inhumanity. So for the 1 year period from the 1st of August 2016 to 31st of July 2017, 137 horses died or were killed on track for a number of reasons in Australia, most commonly for breaking their front leg. That averages out at one horse that will die on Australian racetracks every 2.6 days. Now, I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. I'm going to be straight up with you and transparent. I've been to the races more than once. In fact, in all honesty, I actually enjoyed the day out, the dressing up, the hoopla, the whole event. And it was when I was in the UK and talking with one of the local vets who used to come into my practice. She was the on-call duty vet for the point-to-point races. It's a steeplechase race that I used to go to. I used to enjoy it, totally honest with you. And she'd said to me that she will no longer be the duty vet because at one race she had to put 3 horses to sleep from injuries related to the race. Now, we can be polite and call it putting the horse to sleep or euthanizing the horse, but in all honesty, the way the animal is put to sleep is with a bullet to the brain. Now, as part of Movember and being responsible men, taking responsibility and being aware of the consequences of our actions, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. If we want animals in sport, we have to know the consequences of having animals in sport. So right now, I'm going to recommend a little bit of viewer discretion because we're going to look at what happened to Admire Rakti, who was the pre-race favourite in the 2014 Melbourne Cup and who later after that race ran last in the race and then died in their stall. So disturbing footage, but hey, if you're going to watch the race, you need to watch the consequences. That's my view anyway.
Hit the bit. Yeah, well, that's what happens when they get really sick. It's going to go down. He's down. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. Hurry up. Don't get him up. He's going to die.
So unlike this young lady's day out, are there any benefits to watching sport? And the short answer is yes. So let's have a look at a couple of studies. Now, as a guy, one of the toughest challenges we face as we age is the risk of our testosterone levels getting lower. So here's a couple of studies that talk about what happens when we watch sport and cheer on our teams. So what did we find? The mean testosterone level increased in the fans of winning teams and decreased in the fans of losing teams. So let's have a closer look at those studies. So study 1, this study was conducted during the 2010 FIFA World Cup Soccer and analysed the T responses of 50 Spanish fans in their game against the Netherlands. So they watched the match with friends or family in a public place or at home. But the results showed that their testosterone levels were higher when watching the match than on a control day. In other words, days when there was not a match. Similarly, another study, Bernhardt, found that 8 male fans attending a basketball game, that was one of the studies, and also watching the 21 soccer fans watching a televised World Cup soccer game between traditional international rivals. So in both of those experiments, they found that the mean testosterone levels increased in the fans of winning teams by around 20% and decreased by the same amount in the fans of losing teams. So what does that mean for you and me, us guys wanting to maintain our masculinity, maintain our testosterone levels, or improve our testosterone levels? And how does that relate to Movember the 7th, Melbourne Cup Day? Well, besides the injuries to horses from horse racing, the odds are so against you being able to pick a winner. So if we look at this from a testosterone point of view, if you're not backing the winner, your testosterone levels fall. If you're backing the winner, your testosterone levels go up. So purely from an odds point of view, you're better off supporting sports where there are only 2 opponents. You've got a 50-50 chance. And an even better way to do things, find out the result before time, watch the replay, and cheer for the winning team. That's going to naturally raise your testosterone levels. When you know the result ahead of time, if it's against your team, don't watch the game. Or, knowing the result, remove all emotion from the game. It's the not knowing and backing your team and then getting the win which has been shown to naturally raise your testosterone levels. So that's a very simple life hack for helping our masculinity, helping our growth as men, and that's my gift to you this Movember the 7th. So to stay up to date with all of these life hacks and tips, to find out the research information, how to implement it into your day-to-day life, I'm going to ask you to click on the subscribe button, which is going to come up in the top left-hand corner of your screen right now, and also go down into the description box below, click on the link for our Facebook page and give it a like. And tomorrow we're going to look at one of the greatest one-on-one sporting adventures that Australia has been involved in. Have an awesome day. See you again tomorrow.